We've arrived at the final operation of the opening of the key. Here, we run divination through the Kabbalistic tree of life. Shuffle the deck and then distribute the cards into 10 piles corresponding to the 10 Sephiroth. Yes, I know, here my spread form is pretty hideous. Anyway, a study guide on the Tree of Life and 10 Sephiroth is provided in the course materials. If you are not familiar with the Kabbalah and basic Sephiroth correspondences, the supplemental study guide will help you through the fifth operation. Also, here, please turn to page 47 of your OOTK workbook and read through pages 47 and 48 before proceeding. Now it's your turn to try. Following the layout on page 48, distribute the cards into 10 piles in the numerical order noted on page 48. Once complete, start at Keter, the top Sephiroth, and sift through each card pile in search of the significator card. In this example, we'll be looking for the Queen of Swords. Here, the Queen was in the fourth Sephiroth, Chess, from the creative world of the four worlds, and corresponding with water. This strengthens and supports the earth pile that the Queen was in back during the first operation, so appearance in the fourth Sephiroth is validating toward opening of a key or readiness for revelation. The fourth Sephiroth bodes well for the seeker, given the earlier operation results here. Now set aside the other cards and focus on the ones in the Sephiroth. We'll be reading these cards as a narrative once more, and this time the narrative will reveal the key to the matter at hand. Here you'll see that I did not shift perspective and put the Queen on top. This is a matter of preference for you, whether you want to shift perspective again here in the final operation. As noted in earlier lectures, the linear is the cyclic, and so either or, the arrangement and order of the cards have not been altered. Here, we shifted perspective, and the Queen was moved to the front. For the purposes of reading the fifth operation key, either approach will be effective. At your option, you can continue the tradition of card pairing, and once more pair off the cards for nonlinear pattern considerations. If you recall this case study, it was the woman about to take over a patriarchal family business, the summer fling, interest in the occult possibly, and note the repetition of the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This card came up earlier in the second operation. Also in the second operation, the significator appeared in house 12, a water house, and now in the Sephiroth chess, associated with water. We see patterns emerging. Water reinforces and amplifies earth from the world the significator was found in during the first operation. In reading the final narrative, note patterns in the landscape as before, and more pertinently, how the cards connect with each other to form a single cohesive message. Observe how the Knight of Swords is charging at the Queen, the significator, and both are from the same suit. An inner battle is about to take place, an internal conflict. The self versus the self. Immediately after, we see the Devil card, further indication of that inner conflict. And it's also in the same landscape as the Seven of Cups, noting false choices. The consecutive order of pips toward the end, 7, 8, and 9, 7 of Cups, 8 of Swords, and 9 of Pentacles, is very significant. Never ignore numerology. It does not seem like this woman has the resolve to abandon her current life situation. Ultimately, the comfort is too, well, comfortable for her. She may be inclined to resign to that life situation because the summer fling causes her to make some bad choices. She experiences destitution in a way she hasn't experienced it before, and so she realizes maybe social privilege, what her family dynasty can provide her with, isn't so bad after all. Yet, read the narrative through the lens of the Tree of Life. Compassion brings resolution. The message of Chess, the fourth Sephiroth, is one of kindness. Perhaps she finds a way to be of service to less privileged communities, and through that work, she finds fulfillment in her fated life path, the inheritance of that family business. The Eight of Pentacles at the center there, and it being the odd card out, can indicate the dedicated development of a nonprofit. In other words, this seeker learns to find the happiness and goodness in the lot she's dealt, and ultimately she decides not to diverge from that inherited path. Let's look at the fifth operation again. Forgive the awkward card dealing here. I'm doing it all with one hand while the other tries to hold the camera still. Distribute the cards into the 10 card piles for the 10 Sephiroth. Then go searching the piles for the significator. Here, let's say the significator was the Queen of Swords. We found her in Tiferet, the 6th Sephiroth. If you're not familiar with the implications there, check out the 10 Sephiroth study guide to help you with this operation. Then we take the card pile that the significator was in and read it as a narrative. This narrative, if all operations have culminated to this point in a validating way, then this narrative reveals the key. Whether the key has been revealed will depend on the elemental dignities. Pages 49 through 53 helps you with your line of reasoning and inquiry to determine whether the key has been revealed. And that was the fifth operation. You've just now completed the 5 operations for the opening of the key. The progress of the 5 operations is about narrowing down the scope of examination. The first operation, noted in the diagram by the outer pink space, pinpointed the world, the realm, the quadrant of light that needs your focus right now. The second operation is about the area of life affecting that quadrant. Then we examine critical timing in the third operation. The fourth is about getting a bullet point list of practical tips and pointers from the divine for how to improve the situation. Finally, we enter the fifth operation to see whether the key has been revealed to us. The seemingly two-dimensional diagram you saw is in fact three-dimensional, and if you shift perspective, you see that they are like power zoom lenses that increase the specificity of your vision as you advance from operation to operation. If you haven't already, run your fifth operation results through the line of inquiry presented on pages 49 through 53 in your workbook. Note whether in your trial of the OOTK, the key was revealed to you and reflect on the implications one way or the other.